Third woman found tonight. Her name is Michelle Knight.
Imagine being taken from your life and trapped in a dark room for years.
Her case was not as highly publicized. She was 21 years old when she went missing.
Hidden away with no hope of escape.
We also found out that she was last seen at her cousin's house near West 106th Street and Lorraine Avenue.
This is the chilling reality of Michelle Knight, one of the Cleveland kidnapping victims. Her story of survival through unimaginable trauma and fear will shock you. How did she endure nearly a decade of captivity? What horrors did she face inside that small house? Don't miss the full story of courage and survival that you won't find anywhere else. Watch now before everyone else does! Kidnapped. Michelle Knight's nightmare began in 2002. She was just 21 years old when Ariel Castro kidnapped her from a street in Cleveland, Ohio. Castro was a man with a dark secret, and Michelle became his first victim. He forced her into his home, a small, locked house where she was held captive. For years, Michelle was trapped in a place no one should ever live. During those years, Michelle faced fear, loneliness, and pain every single day. Ariel Castro controlled every part of her life. She was not allowed to leave, and no one knew where she was. The world outside kept moving, but Michelle was stuck in a prison of horror. Even though Michelle was scared, she never lost hope. She kept trying to stay strong, dreaming about freedom and a better life. Her courage during those dark times was incredible. The kidnap was just the beginning of a long, painful journey. But Michelle's story is also about survival and the fight to escape. Her story teaches us about the strength of the human spirit, even in the worst situations. Michelle Knight's kidnapping was the start of a terrible experience, but it also showed how brave she was to keep fighting. Captive for over a decade, Michelle Knight lived as a captive in Ariel Castro's house. She wasn't alone. Two other women, Amanda Berry and Gina DeJesus, were also trapped there. The house was dark, small, and full of fear. Ariel controlled everything. When they ate, when they slept, and even their movements. Michelle and the others faced terrible abuse and isolation every day. They were locked in rooms, chained, and constantly watched. There was no escape and no one to help them. The women had to rely on each other for hope and support. Despite the horrors, Michelle showed incredible strength. She kept her mind sharp and looked for any chance to survive. The bond between the captives grew stronger, helping them endure the endless suffering. Michelle's courage as a captive became a symbol of hope, even in the darkest moments. Being captive was a nightmare, but Michelle never gave up. She believed one day she would be free again, and that hope kept her alive through the long years of captivity. Escape. After years of suffering, Michelle Knight never stopped looking for a way to escape. She knew freedom was possible if she stayed strong and patient. The chance finally came in 2013 when Amanda Berry, one of the other captives, managed to break free. Amanda found a moment when Ariel Castro was distracted. She ran out of the house screaming for help. Michelle and Gina DeJesus were still inside, but Amanda's brave escape gave hope to all of them. Police arrived quickly, and the house was finally opened. Michelle's escape was a moment of relief and new beginning. After years of captivity, she was free at last. Her courage and hope had paid off. The escape changed her life forever, proving that no matter how dark the situation, there is always a way to break free. Michelle's story of escape inspires many, showing the power of never giving up, even when trapped in the worst circumstances. Rescue. The rescue of Michelle Knight, along with Amanda Berry and Gina DeJesus, was a moment that shocked the world. After being held captive for years, their freedom finally came on May 6, 2013. It all started when Amanda Berry managed to escape from the house where they were kept in Cleveland. She saw a neighbor outside and shouted for help. The neighbor called 911 immediately. The police arrived quickly and entered the house. Inside, they found Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina DeJesus, all weak but alive. The man who had kept them captive, Ariel Castro, was arrested on the spot. The women were taken to the hospital where they received medical care. Their rescue was not just about physical freedom. It was a chance to rebuild their lives after years of unimaginable suffering. The whole city of Cleveland and people around the world celebrated their safe return. The rescue showed how bravery and hope could lead to freedom. even in the darkest situations. The story of their rescue became a symbol of survival and strength. Michelle Knight and the others showed incredible courage to stay alive and never give up. Their rescue inspired many to believe in hope and fight for justice. This event also raised awareness about kidnapping and human trafficking, encouraging more support for victims. In the end, the rescue was a powerful reminder that even after long suffering, freedom and healing are possible. Michelle Knight's story, especially the rescue part, remains an important lesson about resilience and the power of never losing hope. Trauma. Michelle Knight's story is one of great trauma. After being kidnapped by Ariel Castro in 2002, she spent nearly a decade trapped in a small house in Cleveland. During this time, she faced terrible abuse and lived in constant fear. The trauma she experienced was not only physical, but also mental and emotional. Michelle was isolated from the world. She was held in a dark, small room for long hours with very little freedom. Ariel Castro controlled every part of her life. He hurt her, threatened her, and made her feel powerless. The trauma affected Michelle's mind deeply. She struggled with feelings of hopelessness and fear every day. Living through such trauma changes a person forever. Michelle's mental health suffered. She faced nightmares, depression, and anxiety. It was hard for her to trust others again. The years of abuse left scars that could not be seen, but were very real inside her heart and mind. After her rescue in 2013, Michelle had to face the difficult road of healing from trauma. She began therapy to deal with the pain and fear she had lived with for so long. She worked hard to rebuild her life, to find strength inside herself, and to believe in a better future. Michelle's story shows how trauma can affect anyone and how important it is to get support after such experiences. It is a reminder that healing is possible, but it takes time, courage, and help from others. Despite everything, Michelle Knight's courage and will to survive inspire many around the world. Justice. After Michelle Knight and the other women were rescued, Ariel Castro was quickly arrested and charged with many serious crimes. The justice system moved fast to hold him accountable for his terrible actions. Castro faced charges including kidnapping, rape, and torture. In 2013, he pleaded guilty to all counts. The court sentenced him to life in prison without the chance of parole, plus an additional 1,000 years. This was meant to ensure he would never harm anyone again. Michelle and the others finally saw justice for the pain they had suffered. Their courage to speak out helped bring Castro to justice and showed the world that such crimes would not go unpunished. Justice was an important step in Michelle's healing. It gave her and the other survivors a sense of closure and hope for a safer future. Healing. After the nightmare ended, Michelle Knight began her journey of healing. It was not easy. She had to rebuild her life step by step. With support from family, friends, and therapists, Michelle worked hard to regain her strength and confidence. Healing meant facing painful memories, but also finding hope and happiness again. Michelle focused on her dreams, her freedom, and her future. She became an inspiration to many survivors of trauma around the world. Her story shows that even after the worst experiences, healing is possible. Michelle's courage to heal reminds us that strength comes from never giving up, no matter how hard the past was. Michelle Knight's healing journey is a powerful message of hope, resilience, and the power of the human spirit to overcome darkness. Thanks for watching. If Michelle Knight's story moved you, hit that subscribe button for more true stories of survival and justice. What do you think gives someone the strength to survive such trauma? Share your thoughts below. We want to hear from you. Don't miss our next video, The Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway's Reign of Terror, coming soon. Stay tuned.